What's good? Brian Tong here, and welcome to the Apple Bits for everything good and bad inside the world of Apple. You know, we're in that early kind of tech season lull, but it's going to change pretty soon after Apple just filed their latest batch of unreleased iPhone and iPad models to the Eurasian Economic Commission. And this has been a historically good indicator when we can expect new Apple products within a few months. And the filings are required by law for any devices with encryption that are sold in Russia. So this is standard procedure, and it's really the biggest tip-off now for new products incoming. Now, the product filings likely represent the new rumored third-generation iPhone SE with 3 different model numbers. It's expected to have the same design, a 4.7-inch display with the current iPhone SE design, with a new A15 Bionic chip and 5G connectivity under the hood. The other product looks like it's 9 different unreleased iPad models that are believed to be the newest 5th-generation iPad Air, potentially in different colors. Now, this new Air is expected to incorporate features from the 6th gen iPad mini like the A15 Bionic chip, a 12 megapixel ultra-wide front camera now with center stage support that follows subjects around during video calls. You get 5G for the cellular models, and then a new quad LED True Tone flash. And it will still keep its 10.9-inch display, Touch ID power button, and USB-C port. Now, an early report from Bloomberg claimed that Apple is likely to hold its first virtual event of 2022 in March or April. Now, display analyst Ross Young says the final assembly of the new iPhone SE will happen in March, and then the iPhone is likely to launch in the second half of April or early May. So last year, Apple's first event of the year, that happened on April the 20th, and we saw the debut of AirTags, the new iPad Pro with the M1, and all new 24-inch iMacs with the M1 chip in pretty colors, plus a new Apple TV 4K and a purple color option for the iPhone 12 and 12 mini at that time. So we've got to see more than just the next-gen iPad Air and iPhone SE, especially with so much anticipation for new Macs this year. For me, look, I'm hoping that we actually get to see the new larger screen iMac Pro to finally show up, and it would be real nice to see that new rumored MacBook Air, or, you know, maybe they call it the MacBook. But again, we had the 24-inch iMac last year at this time. Maybe we get the new iMac. Plus, hey, how about some new software features a year later after the debut of the AirTags? But there's been no credible information up to this point that we're going to see any of those things yet. And also, the chatter isn't too hot that we'll see a new iPad Pro at this spring event, but we're still expecting to see one in 2022. Really, the big new feature could be wireless charging. An earlier report last year claimed Apple was testing an iPad Pro with a complete glass back to bring new wireless charging capabilities. Now, making the entire back completely glass would likely make it more susceptible to cracks or breaking, but a new report from 9to5Mac says Apple may have scrapped the glass back, and instead they've been working with prototypes with a larger Apple logo on the back made of glass that would still allow for wireless charging. And I have no problem tapping that glass for the iPad Pro. One of the prototypes reportedly is using stronger MagSafe magnets and will also support faster wireless charging speeds compared to the current iPhones. And of course, we won't really know until it's official, but wireless charging could be the new hardware feature improvement for the Pro alongside with a possible speed bump. But as an M1 iPad Pro owner from last year, wireless charging, that is not something that's going to convince me to upgrade. And most people in my position, other than, you know, the diehard Apple fans who buy everything new, the rest of the year is probably going to be holding out from upgrading. In fact, now that I think of it, it just makes me wish even more that I held out just one more year longer from upgrading my iPad Pro from 2019. All right, let's look a little further down the road. And every week, there's going to be some new nugget about the iPhone 14 and 14 Pro. A recent report said the entire lineup would be getting the ProMotion display instead of just the Pro models. And then people got excited, and they were so happy, like, finally. But, you know, now the latest report from reputable display analyst Ross Young says, hey, slow your roll. It ain't happening. So to be clear, the iPhone 14 Pro and Pro Max are expected to still be the only iPhone models with the ProMotion display in 2022. I like it like that. Keep working that back. I don't know how to act. Promotion for me. Promotion for me. Promotion for me. Moving promotion for me. I like it like that. I mean, should I have done that? I probably shouldn't. But look, if you stuck with me this long, like, that's because you get me. You're here for this, or you were just waiting through all that cringe for me to get to the next story, which I will be rewarding you with right now. Okay, let's look down the road to 2023 and possibly the iPhone SE 4th generation. Yep, you know, there were some rumors that this year's SE might have a larger screen, but the latest word from Ross Young says that the 5.7-inch display version that you were waiting for could come as early as next year. You know, at one point, it was even rumored for 2024, but now Young is saying that 2023 is a more likely target until it's not. And maybe this ends up being the iPhone SE Plus or the Max, but don't call it a Pro unless they end up calling it a Pro. They will not call it a Pro. But January, right? That is the time that you get some fun reports here now. Companies are starting to collecting data from the previous year of 2021. So maybe let's talk about what phone was the most popular phone for the last quarter of 2021. Well, guess what, right? This is an Apple heavy news show. According to Canalys Markets research, Apple reclaimed the top spot that Samsung held for the third quarter of last year for the most phones shipped in the last quarter of 2021. Now, Apple also moved back to first after 3 straight quarters of being behind Samsung, with its biggest growth in mainland China, and then its more aggressive pricing for its flagship iPhone 13 lineup. Now, this is based off of smartphone shipments and not actual sales, but this is still a strong indicator of market dynamics. But what might be the biggest indicator for the future is what the next generation is purchasing. According to a Gen Z survey from analyst Piper Sandler that was polling 10,000 teens with the average age of 15.8 years old from 44 US states, iPhone ownership amongst teens in the US is up 1% from last year to 87% of US teens since its last report. And then 88% of teens overall also intend to buy the iPhone as their next phone as well. That is just pure dominance in the US market. And hey, whether you're a young person or an adult, you know, that Android phone in the group chat, it just always mucks it all up. And sure, Apple could eventually decide to support the universal RCS messaging standard. That stands for Rich Communication Services, and they could help alleviate that group chat pain and, you know, make everything nice for everyone. But this is Apple we're talking about, and why would they if people are so hooked on the blue bubbles, right? It's become a competitive advantage that has nothing to do with adopting new technology standards, and also RCS hasn't caught on worldwide yet, but it doesn't mean that Apple has to hold out on it, right? We know the Apple ecosystem, this is fierce. You got AirDrop, you got blue bubbles. You all know exactly what I'm talking about, how hard it is to let that go. But the survey also found that 15% of teenagers plan to buy an Apple Watch in the next 6 months. And the Apple Watch is also the most liked watch brand amongst US teens, with 39% saying it's their favorite. Coming in at second, Rolex with 35%. Dang, like I had no idea that Rolex was even that high up there for a Gen Z. Not the Galaxy Watch, or how about a Casio one? Is that still in? So the iPhone still on track to dominate here in the US, and so is the Apple Watch. But look out for those baller teens with the rollies. And in cool accessories that I like, I'm a big fan of the Belkin Boost Charge Pro 3-in-1 for charging your own Apple Gear. Wow, say that 3 times fast. I have one, but this charges a MagSafe iPhone. It charges an AirPods wireless charging case and has fast charging for the Apple Watch Series 7. It's just clean and elegant, looks real nice and white, and it retails for $149.99. But for traveling, Mophie just dropped their MagSafe compatible 3-in-1 charger that you can take on the go, and it folds up. It doesn't have the faster charging for the Series 7 Apple Watch, but I dig the compact portability. And for someone that travels a lot, this has got to be worth a look. Now, it retails for $149.95. That is a 4-cent difference, 4 cents, from Belkin's charger for those of you who don't like math. All right, everybody, that's going to do it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. And if you like what you see, give me that thumbs up, subs up, and hit that notification bell, ding, to get all my latest videos when they drop. And if you want more of that Apple goodness, you can check out my weekly Apple Bits XL audio podcast to get the latest deep dive with all these stories and new ones every week with special guests. All right, thanks again, everybody. We'll see you on the next video. Take care and be safe. Peace and love.